Okay, so summer is just around the corner, and that means it's time to start talking about summer trends. But the truth is, do we really care about summer trends on the runway? Probably not so much. I know I don't. Half of the time, those trends are not wearable in the real world, and half of them don't even end up in our local retailers. So I decided to focus on the most wearable trends for women over 40. What are we actually going to be seeing in the stores? I looked through the websites of some of my favorite retailers, combed through all of them, and picked out some really great gems to kind of see what are those wearable trends that we are going to be loving this season. As always, I'll have everything that I share in this video linked down below in the description box, pinned to the first comment, and whenever possible, I'll have that QR code show up so that you can easily shop even if you are watching from your couch. So let's get started because I have some beautiful summer trends that I think you are going to love. Okay, so I do have some notes here. So if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to stay on track. There was so much when I was combing through these different websites. I was reading blogs, really diving in to see what are we going to be loving and wearing this summer. So let's start with a big umbrella trend, which is maximalism. So in the past, we've definitely seen this lean towards minimalism in fashion, everything being very simple, classic, lots of neutrals, no frills kind of fashion. And I think this really started with COVID and people working from home a lot, wearing a lot of loungewear and pajamas. And some of that stuff is beautiful. I love it. I love minimalism. I love neutrals. But this is a really exciting season, and maximalism can be really, really fun too. We're going to be seeing so many great things that are also really wearable and translate into real world fashion. So when we talk about maximalism, we're talking about things like colors, textures, patterns, individuality, and expression in our clothing. So let's start with color trends. What are some of the colors that we're really going to be seeing in this summer? Well, some of the same things that we've been seeing in spring are definitely going to be flowing into summer. So things like those beautiful blues, those are still going strong. Lots and lots of blue. It's one of the hottest colors for spring, and it will be in summer as well. And I am so here for the blues because I think they're very flattering on just about everyone. It's also a very mood boosting, relaxing, calming kind of color. So really gorgeous. Everything from those ocean blues to soft pastel blues, even some more deeper, vibrant shades of blue. Gorgeous in everything. I love it in tops. I love it in dresses. It's just a great shade. We've also been seeing a lot of butter yellow again, which I'm wearing today. It's one of my personal favorites. That is still going to be going strong, but we're also going to see some more saturated yellows, sunshine yellows, deeper, vibrant yellows. So definitely another hot color trend. And reds, lots of beautiful deep reds, fire engine, fiery reds, orangey reds, saturated, beautiful reds. Also another color that I think really works for a lot of people, really beautiful. Emerald green, another saturated color that is absolutely gorgeous. We're definitely going to be seeing more of that for spring and moving into summer, of course. And of course, pink is not going anywhere. Thank God. It wouldn't be going anywhere for me anyway, but it's still very much on trend. So lots of beautiful pinks, everything from very soft baby pinks to a little bit deeper pinks, and just so many beautiful shades. Now let's talk about patterns. Patterns are really hot with this maximalism trend, and you can do patterns in so many different ways. So patterns can be something like a patterned top paired with a pair of jeans, but you can also do them in things like an accessory, like a beautiful scarf, which scarves are still going really strong, and they're a great way to add a pattern if you're someone who prefers more solids. Even a pattern in your shoe, we're seeing some of that as well. So what are the patterns that we're going to see? Well, one of them that I saw time and time again on all of these different retailers was Gingham. Gingham is great because it's a classic pattern for spring and summer, but it's really going to be trending in summer, which means we're going to be seeing a lot more options in the stores. And I saw some beautiful ones while I was combing through the retailers. So I recently shared a pair of black and white gingham pants from Amazon. These are really casual, really simple, and like a cotton blend fabric. I love these. I also recently picked up a beautiful blue and white gingham dress from the brand Astor the Label, and I love this dress. I think it's so pretty and feminine, but I also saw some other great options on a lot of different retailers, everything from some soft pink and white gingham in things like blazers, tops, pants, skirts. I love this combination. It combines gingham with my favorite color pink, so I am definitely going to be diving into that. I saw some beautiful gingham skirts and dresses, just lots of great options for this gorgeous classic pattern that is also very, very hot and trending for summer. And you'll be happy to know that polka dots are going to be continuing through the summer. So we talked about polka dots in the spring trends video. They are hotter than ever for summer. They are still going to be everywhere. So if you invested in some of those polka dot pieces that I recommended in the springtime, happy to say you're going to want to pull them out and continue to wear them. Everything from beautiful tops with some polka dots, tiny pin dot polka dots, up to larger size, medium size polka dots. We're seeing them in shorts, skirts, dresses, tops, even in some shoes, which this is a really fun trend to do. And if you're someone who really shies away from a lot of patterns in your clothing, think about doing something like an adorable little polka dot shoe. I saw this cute little brown and white polka dot pointed toe flat, and I thought this would be so cute even when wearing something as simple as a classic white top with a pair of jeans. So definitely a fun pattern that you can have as much or as little as you choose. And of course, so groundbreaking, florals for springtime, still going strong, still going to be going into summertime as well. I love beautiful florals. Now we're seeing lots of different florals, some of them very simple, where maybe you have a simple neutral tone with like one color of florals. Some of them are a little bit more bold with multicolored florals, soft pastel florals going into more saturated florals. I love florals. I think they're so feminine and beautiful. I particularly love them in something like a dress or a skirt or a scarf. A scarf is a great way to do florals. I picked one up on Amazon recently. It looks so designer inspired, and it's such a great way to add that little pattern to something without having it be, a head to toe floral. So really beautiful. Also seeing some florals even in things like shoes, and I just love florals. I love them. I love them all year round, but in the summer they are perfection. And of course, classic stripes. So classic stripes are never going to be out of style, but they are really trending for summer, which just means they're going to be easier to find a lot of great options. So I saw stripes in everything from tops to pants, to skirts and dresses. I recently picked up a great pair of linen pants from Quince with a blue and white, very subtle, soft striping that I thought was gorgeous. I also picked up some tops on my Amazon haul with some blue and white stripe. I love classic blue and white stripes. I think that nautical look is just perfect for the summertime, but we're going to be seeing stripes in lots of colors, lots of options. Particularly, I like the vertical stripes. I think they're very elongating and slimming, but sometimes a great horizontal stripe is beautiful as well. Definitely a great pattern, very classic, but very on trend for the summer. Another part of this maximalism trend is the volume and the shape and silhouette of our clothing. So we are seeing a lot of voluminous style skirts, which I think are really beautiful and fun. You can wear that big, bold, voluminous, puffy skirt and put something very simple on top and throw on a pair of flip-flops, and you've got a great on-trend look. You're also seeing a lot of volume in, puff and balloon style sleeves, little flutter type of sleeves, even some bubble hems on a skirt or a dress. So all of that really part of this maximalism trend, but you can do it in a subtle way that really works for the real world. And let's talk about maximalism in accessories. So this is where we're also seeing some really fun options. And this is something you can do even if you like a very simple classic look or a neutral look. Think about maybe adding a touch of this trend to your accessories. So jewelry, we've talked about a lot more statement jewelry lately. Bold cuffs, one of my absolute favorite pieces of jewelry for spring and summer. Bangle bracelets. Now we're seeing some color added in. So think about these acrylic or like glass bead necklaces. These are really starting to pop up everywhere, and I think they're so pretty. We're seeing them in a variety of colors and some neutrals as well, like the whites and the browns. But if you want to add a pop of color, they're available in blues, greens, reds, pinks, just so pretty. I recently ordered a couple of them from Amazon. I'll pop them in here. I haven't gotten them in yet, but I am so excited to try them. And also in bracelets, they have the same option. So really adding that pop of color, adding that texture really goes along with this maximalism trend. And I think it's going to be a really fun and simple way to do that. Okay, so going in the completely opposite direction, another big trend that we're seeing is what I like to call this European summer. It really leans into more of that quiet luxury trend. So this is kind of the opposite of maximalism. I think this is much more minimalism, but really beautiful and fun. I love both of these. I feel like you don't have to stick to one aesthetic. You really just kind of go with what you're feeling, where you're going. This one is one that I think I tend to lean into a lot for travel. So think about things like your linen, your cotton poplin, your gauze pieces. These are effortless pieces that you just look like you kind of threw them on, but you look very put together, very classy, chic, very quiet luxury. These are definitely going to be a lot more of your neutrals or softer palettes in this look. So beautiful. This is really all about the fabric. So a lot of natural fabrics, which I think most of us really love and embrace. I really, really love this European summer trend. I think it's just so pretty and easy to do. If you want more ideas for this one, definitely check out my effortlessly chic video that I did. You're going to get lots of European summer looks in that video. One of my personal favorite trends that we are seeing so much of right now are matching sets. So in the past, matching sets started to come around, and it was a lot of like loungewear type of matching sets, almost like pajamas or, maybe a little bit of elevated loungewear that you could wear in the home. But now we're seeing it taken to the next level. We're seeing some gorgeous matching sets, everything from like silk fabrics, cotton, linen. These sometimes have embellishments like embroidery on them or patterns like florals. I recently found some really beautiful ones. This set with a beautiful like silky fabric. It's got like some floral pattern, some color. This is definitely something you could do for evening, very elevated. Also these short sets with embroidery, sleeveless top with matching shorts. Love these sets. I think they're so pretty. I recently picked up this one from Loft. This is the little cami that I was telling you about with embroidery, but it's also a set when you pair it with the matching shorts. So great thing about sets is that you can wear them as separates. So you're really getting more bang for your buck. I really love that. You take the top, you put it with denim, you've got an outfit there. You take the bottoms, put it with, a solid on top, and you can make lots of outfits with these. Also, when you pair a set together, you're getting that monochromatic look, which is really flattering, looks very chic, and can be really like slimming and elongating to the body. So I'm a big fan. I also love creating my own set. So Quince has been a great retailer for this because they have a lot of different options in the same color and fabric. So when you're looking at their linen pieces, you can take everything from a linen pant to a short to a skirt and pair it with a linen top in the same color. And now you've created a set. So really love that as well. But sets are going strong, and we're just seeing more and more options for the summertime. So we touched on skirts a little bit when we were talking about that maximalist style, but skirts in general are really, really trending. And I'm so excited to see this because I feel like for years, we really didn't see a lot of skirts. I remember the only skirts that I was really sharing were denim skirts. So, we went through that phase of denim skirts, minis, maxis, lots of denim options, which I still love and are still definitely in style. But now we're seeing more skirt options, and I am so Here for it. I love the midi and the maxi skirts that we're seeing. More volume, more interest, more patterns, beautiful color options in these, lots of florals. I started out with a polka dot one early in the spring season. I still love that skirt. I don't think it's available, but I'll see if I can find something similar. But now we're seeing striped options, floral options. I picked up some gorgeous floral ones from the brand Aster, the label. I love those skirts. They actually had sent them to me and I went back for more because I liked them so much, but really beautiful. They have some volume to them, beautiful floral patterns on these. I also picked up a little linen skirt from Quince recently that is gorgeous, that has some florals on it. So everything from like one color florals to multicolored florals, but just skirts in general. Even a simple, solid color skirt, lots of volume. Mini skirts are still on. We're seeing some bubble hems to these skirts, but also we've got so much variety with the length. So if you don't like to show a lot of leg, go for these midi and maxi skirts. They are super hot for summer. Okay, so I hope this video was very inspirational for you. If you're out there wanting to add some pieces to your summer wardrobe, now you have some inspiration. And remember, trends are not about being trendy. You don't have to overhaul your whole wardrobe. You can take those classic pieces you already have and maybe add a little something to keep it modern and fresh, because that's what we're really looking to do after 40. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do it. It really helps me out and it is free to you. And I have lots of great content coming your way. So I really hope you'll stay tuned. Have a great week, ladies. Take care.